Hello, hello. Episode 21, trending down, coming at you guys live, but not quite live. You got myself, Ethersole, Bender on the mics. Again, go hit up the YouTube. I think it was yesterday that YouTube subscribers got the released early of the latest puzzle. So there is a plus besides just supporting the squad. But yeah, let's hop right in. How we doing?
We're back.
We are back, and in a timely fashion.
Yeah, we're actually doing well this time. We're keeping to a consistent schedule,
Yeah.
which is shocking given how much time we're putting towards Dookie Dash.
It's super shocking. I think we both took a vow, an oath, if you will, to not play it during the pod, but we'll see if that's honored. It's been great. I mean, we've just been chilling in voice chat, like having a time with it.
Oh, yeah. I think we were going to do the pod yesterday and got on and got ready for it and then just played Dookie Dash all day.
Yeah, producer wasn't too stoked about that, but he's out here trying to have us do shorter eps and more frequent. Let us know if you guys want that, but yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Speaking of Dookie Dash, I mean, it's the talk of the town if you're in Yuga assets, but I feel like general awareness. Okay, maybe I should put it like this: NFT space definitely knows about it, but I feel like there's still plenty of awareness to be had about what's going on and like kind of the implications and how do you say it? Like ingenuity that's around this launch.
Oh, yeah. Because even if you're not in Yuga assets or if you're not into NFTs, it's reaching out to a new sort of paradigm of what we can do with NFTs and entertainment.
Oh yeah, and like we've talked about, I don't know if we said it on here exactly. I've definitely said it on Twitter, but like if skill-based mints is a new meta, it just weeds out a ton of players who can't do it in a quality way.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like,
Because this game is like, first off, you're gonna have people try and cheat, and so you have to be able to catch that. Games that don't are gonna fail. I think we were talking about it. You said maybe Kaiju's had a game, but the people cheated and it completely fucked the whole
yeah,
thing.
Kaiju's did something really similar to this where you had to jump through some hoops to get an asset to play this game. And the game was like a horizontal two-dimensional runner, not unlike Super Mario Brothers. And you jumped from building to building and you kind of shot rockets at enemies and made your way farther into the level. And it was an infinite runner. So you tried to get as far as you can before dying. And your high score was based on how well you did, which also then was going to implicate the mint that came after. Something happened. I don't really know what it was, but the high scores started getting hacked in a way that it was impossible to match some of the scores. We're talking like 99999, like maxing out the limits. So they had to kind of walk back that idea because it wasn't secure enough.
Got it. I mean, so far the game with Yuga has been going great. We know a couple people that are like literally in touch with Yuga security team, but trying to, make this or cheat rather.
Right.
And they haven't been able to. They said it's been a super well built game. I mean, you can clown on it and say it's just a runner, super a simple game, but it's addicting. It's fun, and that's really all that matters. I mean, even the girlfriend's out here trying to get rounds on Dookie Dash before we go to bed type shit. And we just love to see that.
That's amazing.
Yeah. How often is a game girlfriend approved? And by the way, we did punt a 50x long. That's already up 50% since we press record. So GG.
It's the trending down way.
It truly is. If we started on time, and I'm not naming names, it probably would be up 150 to 200%. So GG.
Sometimes the producer just has us doing way too much.
True. And sometimes Dookie Dash gets in the way.
Some of the messages from this morning were real funny, though. All the gifs of Daffy Duck sleeping in the bed.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
knocked out, waiting for Good Morning Part 2.
Yeah. Hilarious. But no, I mean, so I think people kind of faded this whole sewer pass, these NFTs, and now they've taken off a bit. But I still think people are sleeping on them a little because it's not a pass to play a game, a sewer shit-filled game, right? If you want to like meme it, but it's more of a pass to mint something down the line, and it evolves. There's going to be 2 more mini games that we know of, and each one is going to contribute to your rarity or like what ends up getting produced out of this sewer pass. So I'm pretty sure it's safe to say, like, I don't want to speak on your behalf, but I'm bullish as fuck on these sewer passes.
Oh yeah, I think long term they have a great outlook. Short term, I think there's going to be some oscillation as always.
Yeah.
But if they can deliver the way that we think they're going to deliver and make this longitudinal evolution based mint, it's going to be pretty sweet. It's going to have a lot of people talking.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But also, I think what's pretty neat about it also is that they've created inadvertently like jobs for people again, which is wild. So you have people playing Dookie Dash for others, saying, "Hey, I'm super good. Delegate me your pass through Delegate, and I'll get you a high score, and you'll pay me X." And I'm looking through my not my Twitter DMs, my Discord DMs, and I have a Discord DM right here saying, "Are you having difficulty climbing the leaderboard? Our fast and reputable service comes at the most competitive prices on the market." And they link a Discord that's called Dookie Dash Rank Boosting. There's 3,500 people in it.
It's crazy.
It's wild because it's just like, we talked about this World of Warcraft and the competitive arena. You can pay some guy like WoW Gold to boost your rank to get better stuff. And now we're doing it for competitive mints and NFTs.
Right. And it's interesting that angle too, because people are hiring, professional gamers to play on their passes right now. And it's a hot button issue because it's a skill-based mint. We don't know. I mean, if you take that for the literal term, you would think that if you get first, which they've said, you get a 1 of 1, which is, the key. And that goes for, we all know, Yuga assets, 1 of 1. I mean, that thing's going to go for possibly millions. So paying some gamer who maybe doesn't even know about this landscape X amount, he'll be like, shit, yeah, I'll play the game for you, get you first. And then he's not even knowing you really get a 7-figure deal. Like if they were smart, they would probably just buy their own pass and get first themselves. But yeah, it's a hot button issue because it's kind of taking, I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about it because people who are able to employ, quote unquote, like a stable of gamers to get top scores on their passes are going to end up with all the top rarity. And it's kind of just like the rich getting richer. I wish, and there might still be, but I wish there was some aspect of RNG in a sense of like, a normal reveal. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, people are, people are going kind of nuts over that part of this skill-based mint.
Yeah, and this is something I didn't know. I'm actually getting it live per se right now because I'm just scrolling Discord channels. Gordon Goner is mentioning that they didn't anticipate this becoming the trend for their Dookie Dash game. They didn't think it would be like a pro gamer competition and having people hiring out these very good players to get their scores. And he said that they would be fine-tuning it for future mini games and take experiments to new levels. So we do know there are future mini games. And it sounds like this delegating ability isn't something that they like too much.
I think they did it from a security perspective so people don't have to, sign transactions from their vault because, well, even today we saw how that goes. But,
right.
And in that regard, I like it. It opened up this new sort of meta where you could delegate a pass to someone. Now, I think there is room to be like, what do you mean you wouldn't anticipate that? Because again, let's go back to a 1 of 1 Yuga. The winner gets that, right? That is, I mean, these Mega Mutants were going for 3 to 5 mil last bull market NFT run, So like, I don't understand how they kind of wouldn't anticipate that, but I'm also, you also have to kind of give them a little bit of leeway because anticipating every single thing is somewhat impossible.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
That seems kind of obvious.
Yeah. I mean,
there's
if you're,
so much
if you're
money
making
on the line here, man.
I'm on the side of you really missed the mark there. you've got a large scale company at this point with multiple people that have to give the green light on this. And surely someone at some point was like, isn't this an issue for someone that has like a pro gamer friend to play for them? And that alone should have started the conversation of, wait, yeah, like that's not great. How do we maybe protect against that person playing for many people?
Yep. And I don't know how to fix that though, because think about, again, it goes back to the money. If you know a pro gamer and you trust them enough, you're going to send them the pass instead of delegate. So
100%.
I just think, fully skill based is where the issue lies, I think. And there's still not like a hint of randomness where, it's not the first place that gets this one of 1 million, perhaps $1 million NFT.
Yeah.
But I don't really know the solution there. It's easy to, hindsight's always 20/20, but I don't know how they could have made it better per se.
I think the solution lies somewhere in this like longitudinal mini game. So if we assume that, let's say there's 4 mini games, and mini game 1 is Dookie Dash, and you have some professional gamer who is absolutely cracked at this game and gets number 1 spot. So they get this one of 1 key. Then the next 2 to 3 mini games are completely different from Dookie Dash. So you've got some sort of high octane, fast twitch tunnel runner that this guy would be really good at. Maybe the next one is more crossword puzzle, Sudoku, something more mind gamey and less fast twitch. And that same wallet that did the high score for Dookie Dash has to also do the high score for the next one. So you can't just say, okay, I delegated to person Y for Dookie Dash, I'll delegate to person X for whatever the next mind game puzzle may be. Because then you can't just say, okay, you're the best Dookie Dash player, you're the best mind puzzle player, you're the best like cryptographic solver. So you can't just kind of headhunt top players for your high scores. You have to say, okay, I'm going with you, I guess, and you're going to do all of them. So I hope you can do math later down the road. Like that's one way, but that kind of defeats the 101 purpose, right? Because you get the one of 1 from Dookie Dash, not from the combination of all of them.
Right.
So it's a hard problem.
It's tough. You can't get everything right. And again, they're the leaders in this space, so everyone's going to, overanalyze the whole thing.
Yeah. And coming back to that, do they even need to fix it? Like, I would love to be the number 1 player in Counter-Strike and make millions of dollars playing Counter-Strike all the time. But it won't be me. It's just not me. And is that Counter-Strike's problem or is it my problem?
Think about this angle too. There's a whole new audience that's getting their eyes open to, gamers hate NFTs. And if that's somehow able to 180, the space blows up faster than anyone can imagine.
Fuck yeah.
So I don't know if it's maybe a net win that these gamers are all of a sudden being like, holy shit, I can make millions by playing these. They're going to refine this shit and then it's going to get better. But the bottom line, if one NFT guy or one pro gamer brags to his gamer friends that he made $1 million or whatever off of one of these games, I mean, they're all going to start playing NFT games.
Right.
So it does bring in a new audience, and so that can't be overlooked. But either way, love the game. I'm definitely not a pro gamer myself, but I'm still having a ton of fun. And I think that speaks volumes because normally if you're seeing these high scores, 600K or whatever, and you can't, you're in the 200Ks, there's games where I'm like, I'm quitting, but I'm still playing this game.
Yeah.
Ton of fun. And I know I'm never going to hit 600K.
No, never.
I think that counts for something.
It's entertainment value along the way. Like if I can get, when I think I was on vacation this weekend and you were playing and I was like, oh, I'm going to get top 50. No doubt in my mind. Played the first game and I was like, all right, maybe top 1,000.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, maybe top 2,000. You just got to change your expectations and just have fun with it along the way.
Exactly. There's still tons to compete for. And if anything, it's just a ton of fun amongst friends. But, that's kind of the catch up on sewer passes and Dookie Dash. If you have been out of the loop on that, highly recommend at least checking it out. As we mentioned when we first started, we had another puzzle for Benderverse, and is that like the official name, by the way? Or are we?
No, people just keep using that. I think because Avarice said it one time on Twitter, and it just keeps floating around.
Because I was like, wait, I know this isn't what you've teased to me. And
No.
so I was like, but that's the only thing we can refer to it as of now. Either
Yeah.
way, were you shocked by how fast that puzzle got solved? Because I was completely blown away.
Not really. Yes and no. Like 13 minutes was pretty quick. I thought it'd be more closer to like 30 to an hour.
Yep.
But it wasn't as it was fairly intuitive. You had a screen, you're looking for something on the screen, the Morse code stands out, and then it's a matter of translating Morse code and just following the path. So the real gap there is just finding that Morse code. At that point, it's kind of self-serve. So I wasn't too shocked. The one that took 2 to 3 hours was a little more opaque. You had to really hone in and say, why is there a dash between these two words? What could this dash mean? And you have to have some sort of like colloquial knowledge of URLs that say, okay, you can't have a space in a URL without a %20. So you have to have a dash or an underscore. And then just kind of go through the mental leaps of what could this go to, maybe the trending down URL, and kind of find your way there. So I wasn't too shocked.
All right.
But I do think it's a sign that if these continue, they've got to be way harder, because I like to see many people have a chance. It is always going to be a bad feeling to come back to your computer or your phone and say, I just got back from the grocery store. Oh, a new puzzle came out. Oh, it's already solved. Oh, okay, well, back to the grocery store. It's like, that's not a fun experience. I'd like it to be more of, these people have a 6-hour head start, but I've already figured out the first half. And that's kind of more where I'd like to end up.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think clearly there's a ton of people who are having fun with these puzzles, and again, there's ways to get a leg up. If you're sub to the YouTube, you got a 20-30 minute head start on the last one, so that could have been all the difference. But there's still one that is unsolved.
There is, and one person's real close. They sent me, I don't know, 2 or 3 paragraphs yesterday of like content of, hey, here's what I'm thinking. I've noticed this and that. I'm putting these things together, and I'm not giving people hints. I'm not saying, like look in this direction. I just said, you're closer than anybody else has been so far. Mm-hmm. They're on the right path. I don't know if they'll figure it out. They've got a long ways to go still. But that's fun that it's been out for several days and people are still saying, is it this? Is it that? And, those diehard people, they'll solve it.
Yeah. I mean, I was shocked when you showed me a couple of screenshots that person has sent and how close they really are, because, again, I had no idea it was even going on, and I'm on the mic.
That's the beauty of it. So many people thought it was the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy references.
Oh, yeah.
Because I randomly threw them in, but it was truly just like the latest books I've been reading. So I was like, here's a little random fact about it.
Well, all the hunters out there are dissecting every word we're saying right now. So
I know, which is maybe for better or worse. I don't know anymore.
No, but I guess, market as a whole has been pretty much chilling. I think NFTs are somewhat coasting along too. Besides the Yuga thing has been fun to watch. Today, Pudgy's announced they're going omni-chain, which is kind of cool. But I think all of this is maybe setting up for NFT bubble round 2. Like, you and I have always said that we believe that's inevitable. I think there are a ton of people that are extremely skeptical, which, I mean, makes me more bullish. But
absolutely,
I would wonder what their argument is besides being like, oh, NFTs are dumb and they're not here to stay because they're just pictures on the internet. Like, if that is the same argument, then I wish I could long even more, even though I'm max long.
That is the argument, and I'm confident that. Like, there's nothing else that I'm ever seeing people kind of counter with aside from NFTs are dumb. They're altcoins with photos attached to them, or they can't exist in their current form. They have to evolve to something else to become this next phase of NFTs, which, like, all those can be true and this still be successful. Like, shitcoins have been a thing for 10 years almost, and they're still a thing today, and they're still doing like 500 X's behind your back. So the haters can keep hating, That's as simple as it can be, right? Like I'm sure people hated on electric cars when they first started coming out, and then someone watched someone else hit like a 200x on Tesla and said, okay, maybe these are here to stay.
Yeah, yeah. And I think again, like as more people outside of the space are brought in through these games or whatever it is, I mean, it only helps that cause.
Yeah,
So
if the producer mentioned a very good point yesterday that you've got to imagine that EA Games is watching this Dookie Dash thing and just like licking its lips at how successful it's been with some sort of small game with an NFT attached and this ability to purchase and burn power-ups that are costing $12 each
yeah,
because you buy a
for 10
skin for
minutes.
10 minutes, yeah. And he's spot on. You buy a skin in like Apex Legends or Counter-Strike or League of Legends, whatever game you're playing, that's a permanent skin. And that decision takes like a little bit of time. You're like, do I really want this? Do I want to buy
Right.
this? Is this worth it? These power-ups, you're like, give me 50 of them, like no questions
No, you're
asked.
blowing through it because again, like there is an incentive structure there too. So,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, this is literally one game that you could put out. It's like 700K, but let's say it's a mil. That is 52 mil annualized that has been spent on power ups in 1 week. So that's fucking nuts off of
Yeah.
one mini game. I can't imagine a whole like universe style, multiplayer where there's just there's an economy with Ape and
Right.
you're spending it here, you're spending it there, and then there's like mini sinkholes all throughout the universe. I mean, you can kind of see where it's going, that this thing could be wildly successful.
Oh yeah. The more I think about it, the more I really believe if the other side and Yuga Labs are building a Web3 Neopets, it's game over.
Yeah.
And if this is the quality of games they're putting out and you're able to both accrue, win, and spend ape for various things, it's game over. Like if that's $1 million annualized from one game for 1 week, like there's no way this stuff doesn't get even more insane.
Yeah. And then again, people outside the industry see this and they are licking their chops and they're like, okay, yeah. And the VCs that poured money into Yuga are like, we have a fucking cash cow. We have the Apple of the metaverse. And let's
Absolutely.
just keep dumping money into this because it clearly is showing there's like a successful revenue model here. I mean,
Right.
again, one game that's a tunnel runner in 1 week has almost taken in $1 million just in Ape. That's not even talking about the royalties they're making on these sewer passes. I mean, it's already in the top 100 volume wise for NFTs. They are raking off of every aspect of sewer passes right now
Yeah.
in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that pitch deck that came out a while ago where they forecasted revenue for each little drop, they're blowing it out of the water.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
And
Yeah.
when you're a VC and like the pitch deck, okay, yeah, you gotta think almost every pitch deck is like a, hey, here's the best case scenario, roses and rainbows, but then you over deliver. I mean, you're willing to double down, and these guys have pumped money in, and then it kind of goes back to everyone's scared about this overhang of Ape that these VCs hold. Like, oh, the VCs are going to dump on me. There's a time where, okay, if you don't know how VCs work, they spray and pray. So if they have a 10,000x on Ape, they're not just going to dump it to, I don't know, go buy some shit coin elsewhere. Like, they win when one of their bets wins. Like, they win huge.
Right.
So they're not just going to like dump the golden goose here
No,
for a short-term game.
I've talked to a VC about this very thing, and it was for every 10 they invest in, they expect 9 to fail.
Right.
And the one that hits pays for all 9 and everything else.
And then like 100x over, right?
Yeah.
So,
The crazy part though is if, let's say this gets some sort of mainstream adoption, EA sees this and they're like, holy shit, let's go pump some new Apex Legends stuff in there. Maxis sees this, they're like, hey, Sims 5, people love buying collector packs, so they can put this on there too. You have all these games coming to the blockchain. You have all this money flowing through and the economy on both ends is playing it, saying, okay, I can play this new game or I can profit from it, that money is going to flow back towards Yuga assets that pioneered this.
Right.
There's no way it doesn't. It'd be stupid not to.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I made $100,000 on EA Games' new Battle Royale on the blockchain, I'm taking profits and then I'm putting everything else back into Yuga stuff because what they do next will probably push EA to do the same thing after that.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's following Yuga's lead right now. And I think in a direction they're going right now, it's like not a lot of people can follow because the execution it takes to pull off something of this caliber and quality is not easy. And so it's going to weed out these like, copy paste type projects that are following behind them right now. So,
They also have the capital for it, which is a big thing.
That is a huge difference. People always talk about, hey, don't take money from VCs. This is where it reaps the benefits. You're able to go expand the team, pay people the bucks that they should be paid if they're experts in their field, and then you get high quality results.
Right.
And again, I can already hear people being like, well, fucking this, that, the other. But, there's plenty to criticize about everything they're doing still. But isn't that the case with anything on the planet? There's never going to be anyone that's like fully stoked as fuck off of what is being put out there by someone else.
Oh, yeah. You know what's still really hard to buy? A PlayStation fucking 5. And it's Sony. So, like...
It was like 5 years of that.
Yeah. I'm at the point where it's just like, I just don't care. If you want to argue, like, that's fine. Like, I will reap the rewards and you can ride the coattails in 6 months. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
We've been down this path before.
No, it's great. It's great. It's great to see. NFT bubble, I definitely think is brewing. And, that's where I've placed a ton of capital. So I'm not just spouting bullshit that I don't believe in either.
Mm-hmm. I think it's coming. I don't know when, but I'm also the believer that we have several more cycles of crypto in general. NFTs are going with it.
Yeah.
So this might be NFT bubble round 2. But what we're calling the NFT bubble isn't like the Beanie Baby bubble. I'm envisioning it more like the next NFT cycle akin to the Bitcoin cycle. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And there's an end game for all of this, right? We hope that it matures to a level where the cycles oscillate a little less crazy, right? You don't have these 99% drawdowns for the projects that are staying around.
Right.
There's always going to be dog shit that gets rinsed. But that's just part of the nature of the business. It's the same way in traditional finance. You have companies that go bankrupt all the time. People don't talk about them because they're shit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But yeah, so anyway, that was a fire little market recap. So we hop into some Twitter topics. It's already been 30 minutes. Jesus.
Yeah. Wow. Time just flies when you're playing Dookie Dash.
I know, right? put on the Dookie Dash. You get 10 minutes every Ape boost. And I'm like, all of a sudden it's been 2 hours on the game. And I've spent, $150. And I'm like, shit. Still can't break 200K.
Who's better at Dookie Dash? This is the first Twitter question.
Oh shit. Well, it's funny because
it's funny.
You were talking mad shit as I was playing it while you were off the grid, and then you bet a tier 1. I didn't even take that bet, which I should have because you should have.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Ethersole's out here grinding Dookie Dash, telling me how fun this game is, and I'm like drinking mimosas in the morning, like on vacation. I was like, I'm coming back. You get a 5-day head start, and I'm getting over 100K in the first 3 games. If I don't give you a tier 1 sewer pass, he didn't take the bet.
No,
luckily, because I did not get anywhere near 100K.
Yeah, I should have easily taken that bet, especially because I've been playing it, but I wasn't fully up to speed on your gaming abilities.
We're simply insane. But who's better at Dookie Dash? I would say it's dead even. I think our high scores are like 5,000 apart right now.
Yeah, you haven't been boosting as much as me. So my scores are consistently higher, but it's literally because I'm boosting every single time I run it. So, but our high scores are basically right there. You broke the 200K barrier. I am at 199, literally 199.
Dude, I know I broke it without a boost too, which is the killer part. It might have been even higher.
Oh yeah, that would have been Let's see,
250 at
another
least,
15%.
260.
Yeah,
Well, that's
exactly.
15% with a modifier. You got to count all the fragments that upgrade too.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would have
Blew
been
it.
a good round, and you don't even have a tier 4, so
No.
correct. Well, that answers the next question too. What's your highest score?
Yeah, we're both sitting about 200K.
Yeah. Strats for taking profits on sewer passes. I mean, I don't know. I want to be. If these turn into mechs, I'm way more bullish on mechs over dogs, over mutants. I'm still gonna hold the OG ape for unless someone offers me a crazy amount. But so heads up, if that ever happens, I'll be changing. But I guess I want to be like kind of flush with mechs. So I don't know if there's a take profit plan unless they go like parabolic, and I'm like, okay, it's stupid. I have to take some money off the table.
Yeah. I think if the thing I'm seeing is I think they come down a little bit over the next 13 days. The hype cycle will at some point kind of die out, and they'll level out somewhere, probably not far from where they're at. It's like you've got a lot of places to take profits. It's a longitudinal mint that takes place over 3 mini games, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so many places to both buy in and take those profits if you're trying to actively trade these. I think I'm also in the camp of where I want to hold on to them and move through the whole roadmap.
Evolution series, yeah.
Yeah, which has burned me with the other side, and I don't think it'll burn me here as much. It's more active, and the other side seems like it's more of hold on to these and hope you can talk to your friends in the internet someday.
Yeah.
No shade, no shade.
No.
I think you just take profits when you feel comfortable. If you see a big bump and you say, "Hey, I want these profits," you take them. It's as simple as that, and you come
Yeah.
down to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm here to see what they evolve into. That doesn't mean I'll sell
Yeah.
like
I think the
every
only
single
thing,
one.
right. I think the only thing that's important to make note of is they are unrevealed. And after things reveal, they usually get a little bit lower because commons get sold while rares get picked off.
Yeah, and I would probably be a buyer in that event if they had some like crazy drop on the floors because we've seen that happen time and time again. When the dogs were released, when mutants were released, they all have that little cycle and it's paid huge dividends if you pick them up. I get the outliers, the other deeds, but I think that's just a different. I don't even view them as the same project. I view Other Side as one project and like Yuga assets in their own siloed project, but they come together in the Other Side. So
Yeah, kind of same boat there. And also,
um,
it's kind of different to buy those at a low price, you know? Let's say they drop from 2.7 for the tier ones, they drop to 1.5 revealed. You still have the upside of you have 2 more mini games coming, and that's 2 hype cycles for these things. And
right,
Yuga can hype things up. That almost seems like a shoe-in for a profit line.
right. Now I read some good theories out there on how like basically each evolution tier is like basically some like elements that you're picking up, which makes sense because you're doing that in the sewer game, and that the final product does involve the tiers a bit. So I don't know. Either way, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna ride it out and see what's up because I think it could also parlay nicely into a pump for NFTs globally.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's move it along here. This is just a Yuga worshipping session.
Yes, it is. Should we do the final Yuga question here?
I think we already touched on it, but what are your thoughts on hiring gamers? Like,
Yeah.
we touched. It's
It's neither here nor there.
exactly. There's no good or bad way to do it, but I think overall plus EV because more people are seeing what's up.
Right.
Sweet. Let's jump down to like some of these miscellaneous ones. What makes your pod unique? That's interesting.
What do you mean? It's fucking us. Next question.
Exactly.
God.
What
a
more do you
slap
want,
in
dude?
the
We put out
face.
puzzles. We engage with the community. Maybe we'll have coffee mugs one day. Maybe we'll have an NFT. Like, I don't know. There's so many places we can go with this. Tell us what you want, and we'll literally do it.
Oh, I want a coffee mug.
Dude, like, no cap, how sick would that logo look on a coffee mug,
It'd
though?
be sweet. I've got a Chihuahua coffee mug right here in my hand. A little Chihuahua wearing a sweater.
I love that. I want an all black. producer, I want an all black coffee mug with the newest trending down logo on it. I think those colors hit nice. It's like a off reddish color. I mean, is that what you call the logo trending down?
Coral, maybe?
Coral. I like that. A coral red on a all black mug. I think that would look sick. And they have to be larger size mugs because your boy hates filling it up multiple times.
Yeah, I got big hands too. Like I can't fit my hand
Fun
through.
fact.
Yeah, fun fact. I have big hands, so like these small coffee cup handles kill me.
Yeah, I mean, amen. I had a SpaceX mug. I don't know where I got it from, but
I assume SpaceX.
thing is gigantic, and the hand, like you would love this thing. I mean, the hand little holder thing is massive.
Yeah,
it's like literally a bucket for your
oh,
coffee.
I love that concept.
Yeah, exactly. But not like too big to where it doesn't fit in your machines, because that's annoying as shit too, where you like have to fill up a cup and then keep filling up your mug. No, it fits perfectly in all the machines, but it's still massive.
Say less. Producer,
take notes right now, my guy.
When do we get benefits?
Yeah, this should be the first thing, coffee mugs, because, Lord knows everyone needs a good coffee, and if you don't like coffee, put tea in it. See ya.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
What makes your pod unique? There you go. Just quick riffing. I think really though, it's like the DeFi plus the NFT angle, and kind of having two people that are super well versed in both. It kind of can give you full coverage to the market.
That's what I was going to say was you have experience and intelligence, and that's not to like toot our own horn, but there's a lot of podcasts that are made by people that have been around for like maybe a year. You don't understand what happened with like the F-bomb coin or like all these other things from 8-9 years ago, to kind of draw on experiences and say, hey, I've seen this shit happen before. This will do a 50x and then implode.
Right.
And that's kind of invaluable.
Yeah, when the market starts getting crazy hot, I mean, so if you're in crypto, you would definitely see a cycle where you're like, holy shit, I've made a lot of money. It's keeping that money is the hard problem, and no one really gets that right besides a small percentage. And I think having, maybe some people that have been there before and are a little more realistic about, hey, if your life has changed, take profits, because like, what are you doing? You're not just going to hold, magic internet money forever. No matter how much you think it's the future. So
shout out to MIM, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Almost got rugged on that one. Scared.
When sponsor.
Yeah.
How much time on average do you spend on DD? This would be like research, I guess.
Oh God.
I mean, I feel like
depends what you're doing.
It's also like to the point where I feel like most of it's coming in through a network, and you're not necessarily having to spend a ton of solo research vetting each project.
Right.
You have a network that, one, you've probably curated your timeline, so you're seeing stuff that is relevant to you, whether it be DeFi or NFTs. And then two, you're in Discords where people are like-minded, and they have a history with you and a reputation. And so if they say something, you follow because you trust them. But
yep.
Yeah, I mean, I do love looking into like what other DeFi projects are doing. So I just kind of look at their mechanics and stuff, see if I can take anything from it. And I just like to know what's going on in the space as a whole. So I'd say like I'm always looking for those type of things, but it's almost more curiosity. A lot of times I don't. It's rare that I try and pick up a new bag in something. So yeah, I don't know. There's no number I can put on that.
No, I think it oscillates. If it's something brand new that no one's talked about that you're looking into, you can take some time. But if it's something that like Ethersole is saying, hey, I'm a big fan of this, I think it's got some legs, I'm inclined to believe probably most all of what he says because I trust him. And then I'll do my own little like, what is this stuff for maybe 30 minutes? Check it out. It just depends.
Yeah. It's but there's no real time on it. I guess it's just
I think the big operative thing there though is, I think the network is the operative word. And you might be asking like, how do you start a network? Like what if I'm in this by myself? Honestly, buy an NFT that has an active community, hang out with them, and just kind of chat. And you'll eventually start recognizing the same people, and then shoot them a DM and be like, hey, do you want to start like a little small group to navigate this place together, and slowly build out that way?
Yeah.
Because you just got to network, you got to reach out at times. And a lot of people wouldn't be where they're at today without people around them.
Yeah, take a shot, slide a DM here and there or comment on a tweet. You never know where it goes. I think a lot of the communities or rather like little circles that I picked up are in Discord. I've probably had better luck there, but sometimes you can join a Discord through Twitter. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a private Discord right away, but you could meet people through a project that you guys are both bullish on. And then it's like, hey, I've noticed you post a lot, whatever. Like, oh yeah, I have a private group, like come on in. And it's not like, I wouldn't go in there and just pick up on it, whatever everyone's saying and like buy it, but like, establish a reputation and I don't know, just put yourself out there a little bit. That's probably the best advice I could give on like growing a network is like really just hop in Discords.
Yeah. And be skeptical.
For sure. There's, I definitely 1,000,000,000% think anything you're paying for is a scam. So, there's enough information out there that can be had for free.
Spot on.
Unless it's a tool.
Yeah.
Like Nansen or something like that.
Yeah. Some of like the alpha NFT Discords, I know they've done a really good job of marketing like the gains their users get with like, these fun infographics. And I think there is value to them, but I think there's just as much value in a small group of 5 people in a group chat.
Yep. Because if it goes back to the original question is how much time do you put on DD? Think about how much time 5 people can put on DD if they're all doing it daily. Like you instantly 5x your capacity. So the bigger the network, the better, but also the quality over quantity is a huge aspect of it too. So, and again, there's a cool community brewing around Trending Down, which is awesome to see. Like people are already putting together teams to solve some of your puzzles. So
yeah, which is kind of fun to see.
I would hit some of the fellow folks up, like whatever.
The one thing I would say though is that you don't ever be, because this bothers me so much, don't ever be like assuming that the odds are against you, that, oh, there's like a community out there that just pumps and dumps things and they all agree we're going to buy in at this point and then sell at this point. Doesn't fucking happen. Like there's people that move mountains when they buy. And I'll watch them buy on the timeline, and I'm like, oh, I'm in like a 4-person group chat with them. Like, you could have told me, but there's this like weird unspoken rule of like you kind of just do your thing and like help those around you, but you don't pump and dump things. Like it doesn't happen. These pump and dumps you're seeing of like, oh, X Discord server of like 40 people bought in, they're harvesting each other.
Right, they're their own exit liquidity.
Yeah. And I think that's a lot of like you bought like 50 little pudgies. Yeah. At no point were you like, Bender, you got to buy these with me. It was just hey, look what I picked up.
Even in our shared Discord that's like strictly about NFTs, there was no like, oh yeah, hey, everyone go buy little pudgies. That's like not the vibe at all. And I think if that is the vibe of whatever Discord you're in, you're probably not in the right Discord.
Right. Those are aimed at making exit liquidity out of their members.
Yeah.
So be skeptical of all things.
For sure. I think it's more about just like sharing ideas and, putting a thesis out there, but being like, don't push it. Like this is going to 125x like you see on the like spam Twitter posts. But it's more about just like bouncing ideas and strategies and being like, hey, like I think I see this like Kanto, whatever, fucking couple months ago when we said on the podcast, like it was early, but it was an idea of like, okay, it's this cool new DeFi primitive chain that's like doing cool things. Maybe it'll catch on, maybe it won't. And then, now it's like a talk of the timeline today, which is funny because price is pumping. But, just ideas out there.
It's almost like we know what we're doing.
I mean, I didn't want to say it, but
I'll say it. Take that. Take those flowers.
We simply walk with it. Yeah, dude, flowers. I was hearing that a lot in the spaces today. Is that like the new props?
It came about in the summer, I think. It was very trendy to say, like, give someone their flowers. I think it's just held on.
Yeah, all the kids are doing it. Cake or pie?
Oh, it depends, man. It really depends. Like, oh, gosh. Like cheesecake? I'm out. I hate cheesecake. Polarizing opinion, but I'm not a big cheesecake fan.
Okay.
Apple pie? Ooh, I'm taking apple pie. Pecan pie? I'm going to pass on that. It's hard. That's a hard one.
It depends.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. I'd say I'd lean more towards cake, but there's certain times around the holidays where, I could get down with a certain type of pie, but in general, like you hit me with that funfetti, see you later.
I think it's cake, yeah, because I need special things for pie. I need like the right atmosphere, the right holiday. I need whipped
Yeah.
cream.
Again, it's a holiday thing. It's like a special occasion, and it's almost like, all right, give me the ice cream. I need that with it, and then I need the atmosphere too with it. I can't just
Yeah.
go buy a pie. Like I could make a cake and be like, oh shit, I'm gonna fucking snack on that thing.
Yep. Spot on. Yeah. Cake for breakfast, goated.
I mean, you got to live a little sometimes, especially with that trending down mug soon. A little slice of cake and a coffee. See you
Like an
later.
Earl Grey cake and some coffee.
Wow, see you later.
Producer.
Yeah, make it happen. I think that would be sick. But yeah, I think it's cake all day for me.
I think so too. Also,
a
the
good
term "caked up" is just so fun to say.
Oh yeah, I'm perked the fuck up and I'm caked the fuck up.
Shout out, mom.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah. Let's see, we got a couple more questions about like NFTs.
You're jumping all over, so I'm like lost on this list.
I would jump up to others, but maybe, we don't need to go through all of them. They're already at 45. Producers can be like, yo, I told you guys to cut it short.
Too bad.
Yeah. You want to talk about the Porsche NFT fail? And then,
Yeah.
whoa, someone out here asking if Bender's single.
I know. I'm curious who that is.
Okay, we're going to save that because you have to keep listening. But Porsche NFT fail.
Not shocked.
I mean,
hell no, I'm not
it's
surprised.
Pump 3X now, right? You know that?
Yeah, because they cut supply.
They cut supply, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that Alec Monopoly did.
Yep.
I mean, these things run over and over and over. It's like, when are you going to learn? But it's so funny how when the whole timeline's bashing something, it's probably a decent chance to buy.
Awareness.
But it's really a gamble.
Yep.
Because those things could have gone straight to zero.
Yeah, I kind of thought they would go to zero faster, or at least tank down. The supply cut is with
The
something
oldest
like
trick in the game.
Yeah, and something like Porsche has a strong name and presence behind it. All you need is a supply cut to say, hey, we have a really small supply now, so any mention of it is going to move that price.
Yeah.
And you're in a pretty good spot. So
I'm wondering what the upside is for these companies. Is it to bag a quick million or something? Or is it really
Foot in the door.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's just like Jeff Bezos and his book company, where he said he thought he missed the .com bubble, so he made a book company and turned it into Amazon. I think that's what these companies are doing, saying, hey, we might have missed the NFT wave. Let's just get out there so we have kind of an arm in that ecosystem to work with if we need to.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I see it. And a mentor of mine mentioned something early in the NFT cycle saying, when you see these first movers with such big names start making waves, it's usually a sign of more are coming. And he was spot on. Porsche's out here now. We saw McLaren last year. I think Coca-Cola was in here for a bit. We had Budweiser. And these were all coming after those first movers. So I think we see more. I think we see a lot more fails. And I don't think I'm a buyer for a lot of them, to be honest.
Yeah. And I will say it's not like you can really look at these outsiders coming in as a top signal this next NFT bubble, because they are more aware of it. And so not every single, like, oh, Porsche is in the game, like top signal. Like, when Pepsi and all those guys were saying WAGMI on the timeline, it was like, okay, yeah, it's clear signal. But
that was top signal, yeah.
I don't know if it'll be as clear this time. There might be a ton of corporations that get into NFTs on this next run up, and I wouldn't be shocked by that. Some might make some people sell early, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, me too. I think the top signal is going to be equally as obvious if you're paying attention, though. And I don't know what it'll be. I'm guessing it'll be something with, it can't be corporations because we're already at that point. I'm thinking maybe like political fundraisers or
Oh yeah,
something
super
in
interesting.
that. Yeah, like some sort of fad that you're like, why is this a thing?
Mm-hmm. I
That's
could see
fun.
like charities kind of being scammy with it.
Oh, dude. You mean like all the
not-for-profits.
charities that were like, oh, we're going to give away half of our mint. Here's a
Right.
transaction. I'm like, to a fucking wallet?
Yeah, or like not for profits coming out trying to do like I mean, the Red Cross is a better one, but some of those that take like 70 cents on the dollar to admin fees coming out and doing like an NFT collection. But yeah,
mega churches. Once mega churches hit the timeline,
that's probably the top signal this round.
But
or
also,
is it Joel Osteen, if he's out here showing his NFT? Fuck.
That's what I was thinking of. Joel Osteen sells 10,000 generative Jesuses. I'm buying in. I'm buying in simply for the culture.
You have to buy in, flip it for a quick 5x, and see you later. Dump on a mega church. That's a once in a lifetime bag.
Absolutely.
And the best part is they don't have to pay taxes on that, so we'll see you. Now the second part
I
of the
forgot
question.
about that. Is Bender single? I want to know who asked this. I want to know why.
Wow.
What are you
not
after?
even answering.
Not going to answer. What do you want?
Sliding DMs is what I'm hearing.
Are you trying to get whitelist? Is that what you're after?
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I haven't been.
Okay. That's all we need to say on that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't even know what that next question is. Have you used JPEG or other NFT dApps to access liquidity on your Bored Apes, Mutants, or Penguins? I actually just did this on BenDAO to buy up more sewer passes, but I play it super safe. Like we were just talking about this.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
A lot of people ask me why I don't use JPEG because I love that project early on. Mm-hmm. And I think the angle they're going is that they want to be earning yield on NFTs. They're like a DeFi, almost like a yield farm for NFTs, where basically the gist is you take out collateral on your NFTs there, same as BenDAO, but it's in the form of their ETH, and then you earn APY on that ETH. And so like people are passively earning. So I saw one guy put like 5 punks in, took out a bunch of ETH, and he's earning like 40% a year. So he's like, yeah, I'm making 100 ETH every year on my punks because of how JPEG is set up. But if you're going to BenDAO, they just give you straight ETH, and it almost feels like OV. And so, I guess I would say like I'm probably more bullish on a project's token that would be JPEG. As for BenDAO, the utility of just like leveraging my NFT for quick ETH to buy something and then pay it back real quick is a lot easier than me like going on JPEG, using their ETH, transferring out of that ETH and then into regular ETH and then using it and then doing the same process back. It's just kind of convoluted. For everyone that's been like blowing up the DMs about that, that's kind of like my more longer form take on it. Now they used to just do stables borrowing on it. And that was like, that is completely the wrong move. You have to give people ETH because NFT degens only care about ETH. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on lending platforms. There's a lot more coming though. And I think they're taking novel design approaches. So it'll be interesting to see.
I think they're great. It makes an illiquid asset a little bit more liquid, so you can kind of move around with it.
Yeah. It's a great tool.
I'm still bummed I didn't get to liquidate the creator of BenDAO's Ape. That was my number one goal that night. I told you I'm about to buy this thing, and I forget who it was. I'm pretty sure it was Franklin, just making like stink bids on this shit to run up the price, having no concept of how bidding works, and I let him have it.
Yeah, no. I mean,
still bummed about that.
It's a sketchy game. You got to play it safe. Definitely know what you're doing because people get liquidated on leverage all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna leeway into something here. You have the basic text message tone on your iPhone.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's 2 types of people. There's people with that one and people with the tweet one that whistles.
Oh yeah. I've never even thought to change it.
Really? I'm the whistle one.
You're the whistle guy.
Oh, absolutely. And I whistle. It whistles at me, and I whistle back at it. It's like a little bird back and forth.
That's hilarious.
I might have like lost my mind somewhere in the process.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it.
It's fine. We're all thinking it.
Yeah, exactly. We're all thinking it is right. But yeah, no, I definitely have that original hitter with the ringtone.
The OG.
The OG hitter. I think that's it for the Twitter topics.
I think so too.
We ran through them all pretty quick, but this is basically the same as any other episode.
We have one that says, "Tell them that we all said good morning," and they have to say good morning back.
No, these are comments being like, hey, if we say good morning on the Twitter, you guys need to say it back.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to read that? We'll edit
This
that out.
guy's
It's
like
fine.
reading the what is it? How does that happen when you're like reading the script and you're like, oh yeah, and then so and so exit stage left, and then you
Stage
just read it.
notes.
Yeah, stage notes. This guy's reading stage notes out on the podcast. That's hilarious.
It's fine. I read the most polite one.
Yeah. There's a couple other under that which are hilarious. If you would have read that. Oh man, good times. Well, I mean, it's been 55 minutes away from Dookie Dash, so it's one of those things where probably looking to wrap up here.
I unminimized the browser. I'm just looking at it right now.
Yeah, you're ready to fire.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I need to go load up more Ape on that wallet so I can boost. But no, this was a quality pod. Honestly, the Twitter questions are what makes it, I think, these days. Like we quick touch on the important topics in the market, but after that, it's like really what you guys want to hear and have us answer. Maybe there was one or two we skipped. So
absolutely. Think about it this way. In a bull market or a bear, when there's things happening, you got to cover them. But when there's not a whole lot going on, it's time to get to know everybody. Have fun with it.
Exactly. And again, bull market, we can bring up what's going on, but there's going to be so much going on that if you guys feed us topics, we can say more like focused on what you really want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you can't cover it all. And that's actually one other point I wanted to say right before we go is that, like, there's a ton popping off right now. And chasing you're not going to hit everything, I guess is what I'm saying. The second you sell a bag that's kind of lagging on things is generally when it moons and to go chase something else. So if you have conviction in something that you've been in for a while and, like, you really believe in it, now, like, don't hold like a loser for too long, but you get what I'm saying. Like, some of these layer ones that have no right pumping are pumping. And so, I don't know. I would just say you don't need to chase everything right now. It's still like preserve capital season, but things are popping off. So don't be sitting on the sidelines, I guess, if you haven't deployed any yet.
Right.
Yeah. But that was my last kind of tidbit for that.
Beautiful.
Other than that, you're already fired up, aren't you? You're on Dookie Dash.
No. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm withstanding the siren
the fingers
call.
on the trigger, though.
I'm staring at it. I'm staring at my high score of 19,000 from my last run before we started this, which is looking good.
Yeah, we love that. But okay, let's wrap up here. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube, go hit that up. It definitely helps. The algos pump. Keep asking questions. The Twitter engagement's fire. Follow the Twitter, all that stuff. I think I covered everything. Producer won't lash me.
I feel like I get lashed for everything.
Yeah, we can't do anything right. But yeah, there's probably more puzzles to come. Maybe ?
Maybe ?
Okay, there we go. That's the alpha you guys get. If you made it this far, appreciate you for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. It could be a Spaces, you never know. So look out for an impromptu little sesh if it happens. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, just be aware, be present.
Yeah, but again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah, see you later.
Peace.